All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First, when I give honest goods praise is due to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Kakadash, double honest personnel. There's a great millstone, piece of Akim that's doing his work on the four corners of earth. This is Brother Wild from the GMS Detroit camps. And this video, Esau versus Esau. Hey, kingdom against kingdom. Egyptian versus Egyptian. Pretty much. I'm going to show this video and we'll get to some scriptures.
They had her shirt almost entirely off. Her undergarments were exposed. It was a terrifying situation that I never thought that I would witness at a public political event, a town hall.
Or be arrested. Sheriff Bob Norris trying to lift Teresa Borenpole out of the chair. After she refused, you see Sheriff Norris talk to the security guards. That's when Borenpole fought being removed. Security guards eventually get her to the ground. She was then dragged out of the auditorium.
She had to wait hours in the emergency room. She still is sore and has, scratches and bruises and everything that you would expect from what she went through.
But how did we get to this point?
There were several people that were interrupting, but Ms. Borenpole was the most vocal of them. We've got her on video no fewer than 7 times. Shouting out, interrupting, catcalling.
I asked Tennyson, who is sitting next to Borenpole, if that is true.
We chose to heckle instead and to shout out things that were true about what the legislators were telling us. We were told a couple times to stop. We did not stop because we wanted our voices to be heard. We weren't completely disrupting to the point where they couldn't speak.
Tennyson says they wanted their voices heard because she says the KCRCC picks and chooses the questions for the legislators. Regan says otherwise.
We go to audience questions, which are written out on 3x5 cards and then selected randomly and given to the master of ceremonies.
Police say Borenpole bit one of the security guards as they were trying to remove her. She was cited for battery, but that charge was rescinded after the prosecutor obtained more evidence. In the video, you can hear Borenpole ask the security guards who they are.
They had no marks on them showing that they were security.
Which, according to City Code 532, they must. In fact, police say the security company, Lear Asset Management's business license was revoked because of it. Were the security guards hired by the KCRCC or the high school?
They were volunteers.
They volunteered for you guys?
They volunteered. They're known in the community, and they said we need some security. We'll help out.
I asked Tennyson what her message is to people who say they prompted this.
Yes, we were disruptive. Yes, we refused to leave when they asked us to. That is not justification for physical assault on a human being. Absolutely uncalled for, absolutely inappropriate the way they treated her.
This is getting national news now. It's all over social media. Looking at all the videos and stuff, do you think this should have been handled differently?
At the time, was there things that could have been done differently? Probably. But, this isn't something that we've got a lot of experience in. We've done dozens of these town halls. We've never had an incident like this.
Hi, my name's Chris Cluey, 15-year HB resident. I'm here to speak out against both the plaque and the current city council. As the community made clear at the Library Commission meeting last Tuesday, everyone is in favor of a plaque to celebrate the library, but the vast majority are against including a MAGA acrostic. Okay? Unfortunately, it's clear that this council does not listen, so instead I'm going to take my time to say what MAGA has stood for these past 3 weeks. MAGA stands for trying to erase trans people from existence. MAGA stands for resegregation and racism. MAGA stands for censorship and book bans. MAGA stands for firing air traffic controllers while planes are crashing. MAGA stands for firing the people overseeing our nuclear arsenal. MAGA stands for firing military veterans and those serving them at the VA, including canceling research on veteran suicide. MAGA stands for cutting funds to education, including for disabled children. MAGA is profoundly corrupt, unmistakably anti-democracy, and most importantly, MAGA is explicitly a Nazi movement. You may have replaced a swastika with a red hat. That is what it is. I will now engage in the time-honored American tradition of peaceful civil disobedience. Get the heck. Get out.
And there you go. Hey, these Edomites amongst each other, they are divided. Okay. As you see, there's the politicians right there. The officials, whatever you want to call them. All right. You got the Edomite that's on the bottom. You got the handcuffs on them. And hey, these Edomites are divided. And so yeah. So yeah, this is hey, let me read the book of Isaiah of chapter 19 verses 2. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians, and they shall fight one another against his brother, and everyone that's against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom and kingdom against kingdom, Slakia. And so, yeah, that's what's going on. All right. And so, yeah, it's gonna escalate, okay, even further. Get another one right quick. Bear with me. Okay, yeah, this is what I wanted to get. Book of Mark chapter 3 verses I'll start at 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom shall not stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. The next one. And if Esau rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. All right. So yeah, that's coming. You're gonna have the race. You're gonna have the race wars here. You're gonna have Esau versus Esau over here, and then you also gonna have World War III. But yeah, these Edomites are definitely divided. And so yeah, it's gonna go down. All right, yeah, let me read this. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, start at 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. All right, for these idiots that's stuck up in the world, they stuck up on the BS out here. All right. Falling for whatever their so-called leaders fall for. All right. And the next one, for the swords and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, yeah, so these people gonna rise up. It's coming. All right, for there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, neither their princes, and the conclusion of their actions. Conclude of their actions shall stand in their power. All right. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay. Because of the pride of thy city, all right, shall be trouble. The houses shall be destroyed, all right, and men shall be after, all right. So yeah, this is gonna go down, all right. Also, I might as well read this also, all right. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword in their with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So yeah, when this thing fully collapsed and people want to eat, all right. I remember in when the minor Jacob's Trouble happened in New Orleans when they had the hurricane. All right, there were cops in down there. When they had Hurricane Katrina. But that thing was so set up down there. But I remember there were cops looting down there, and like even though they're like as you see right now, they're doing their job. But when all hell break loose, everybody's gonna be on their own. And you think these cops gonna be worrying about about their jobs and this and that? No, they're gonna, man. You're gonna be seeing squad cars out in the streets. You're gonna see these police uniforms out in the streets when all hell break loose. All right, and it's coming because the scripture said Babylon will fall and it will fall. But these Edomites, I tell people, you think they fighting now, you really gonna be seeing some real fighting coming up, because these Edomites are destructive people. All right, especially like one thing that won't bother Jay will bother them. All right, but this kingdom is divided. So with that, I want to give honest and good praises due to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash, double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone, piece of Akim that's doing this work on the four corners of earth. Shalom.